I think the main agenda was to talk about the X Ice Snow Plus. So, to be honest, I was surprised that you put out the Plus because the last time you had the X Ice Snow was in 2020. So 6 years is a good time for development for the whole range. Maybe you can talk a bit more from the philosophy side and stuff. Why did you went with the Plus this time? I mean, of course, you told me before about compound and stuff like that, but I want to know just from a strategy point of view, why did you went for the Plus?
Well, the idea with to when you change the new tire lines with a redesign of the tread completely with a new sculpture, it's when you feel that the sculpture cannot provide more than what you would be able to achieve, especially compared to where you want to be in the market. And our designer felt that the sculpture was still very good. They didn't need to do a new sculpture. They needed to do a performance improvement, and they thought that they were capable to do it while keeping the same sculpture. And that's why, in fact, when they did their design, they say we can achieve a big improvement in what is necessary for the market without changing the tread design. And it's still a very good tread design. And that's why we went for the Plus, which is keeping exactly the same tread design and just changing the compound inside. And we were able to get a big improvement with that new Iceflex 3.0, which is really a brand new compound. So we were able to really change the performance of the tire line without redesigning the sculpture, and it was not needed.
Understood. I look at the performance. Of course, Michelin's always Michelin, always impressive when they put out these numbers. 40% wet, 7% dry, 4% ice, 1% snow, and 26% mileage, and 34% rolling resistance. Is this correct? I mean, that's what I took from the press.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the comparison. If the comparison is the XI Snow
Snow, yeah, for
SUV,
sure.
or
Snow.
if the XI Snow normal for passenger car. For passenger car, there is a big improvement in wear, in fact. That's the biggest one. We kept mostly the performance in what we call the white performance, especially
White.
snow,
Ice and snow.
lateral snow. Ice is a bit improved by 3% on dry ice, and lateral also by the same level. But the big improvement compared to on the passenger car is wear, where I get almost 50% more wear compared to the XI Snow, which could lead to an additional 2 winters. So compared to the existing generation, plus 10% dry braking, and around 15% wet braking, and which is important, it's new, but also worn performance, because you know that at Michelin, we don't test the tire only when it's new, but we test it on also when it's almost at the tread wear removal criteria, so around 2 millimeter, I would say. And we get those improvements. So I think, yes, it's very big improvement. We have also the number that you gave that are the comparison with the XI Snow SUV, which is also very impressive compared to the XI Snow SUV. But that's why when I explained at the beginning that the sculpture was a very good base to put a new compound and get a very big improvement with only a compound change.
Are you using the same compound for the XI Snow and SI Snow SUV? Now it's Plus. So is it the same compound or it's different?
It's the same generation of compound. It's what we call the Iceflex 3.0, which compared to the previous generation is a very completely brand new compound, brand new generation, what we call. And that's why you see the 3.0, because we change almost everything in that compound. We change the oil, we change the elastomer, and we change also the silica amount. That's also bringing the wet performance and rolling resistance improvement, and also improving the wear.
So in terms of labor, you are no longer E. Now you are, I mean, with these numbers, it looks like you are at least one level higher, right?
Yeah. The entire range is depending on
Size.
on the size, but we are between A and C compared to so it's a very big improvement in terms of
So
labeling for Europe.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.